It's now time for another edition of Jacket Sports Talk, sponsored by Optum Sports Medicine, patient focused, physician owned. Here is your host, Optum Sports Medicine athletic trainer, Mr. Jeff Weems.
Hello Jacket fans, welcome back to JD Sports Talk. Today we have with us our senior drum major, Aamere Joyce, and we're going to talk with him about being in the band and their role in our athletics here. So Aamere, certainly glad to have you here with us. I think a lot of people probably think about the marching band and that you guys just show up on Friday nights and you play a little bit during the game and you go around on the field during halftime, and that kind of happens by accident. Walk us through what it really takes to be in the marching band and what you guys do to prepare for that.
Well, to be in the marching band, it takes a lot of dedication. As far as we have practices on Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, a lot of people think that it's just walking on the field, but no, we have to prepare for what we do. We have practices, and the practices, you may think that it's just easy, but in marching band it takes a lot of more, let's say, you gotta have more, I can't even think of the word, but dang. You got to be able to push through, basically.
Right.
Because whether marching band, you have to, we're all different. Like, everybody in there is different. But we have to set our differences aside and come together and play music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, music is the same.
Right. And so aside from just playing the music, because number one, you have to memorize the music.
Right.
It's
yes,
not
sir.
like you can have it right there in front of you. So you got to have all the music memorized. And then at the same time you're playing the music, you have to have memorized where I need to go, when I need to go there, how many steps am I in this spot, and I got to move it. So your brain's having to work all around that to make it all come together.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you're an alto sax player by trade, I guess they would call that, right? So do you have a favorite funny moment of being in the marching band, of like on the field, of something happening or somebody kind of forgetting where they're supposed to be and getting left out in the cold? Or
I got you.
Okay.
So my first year in marching band, it was my 8th grade year. We do pregame, and pregame is where we basically perform before the actual game starts.
Right.
So it was my first time ever marching on the field in front of people. And so we get on the field, and I'm just thinking yes, I'm finna ace this. And we got our sets is when we move from this place to this place.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one set where I was supposed to be over here with my section, the altos,
right.
But I ended up with the trombones. And the thing is, whenever you're marching, whenever it's a halt, you don't move no matter what. So I was just I'm freaking out because I'm sitting over here with the trombones and I'm supposed to be way over there with the altos. So I was I don't know what to do, but I remember my section leader, she told me not to move, so I just stayed there, and eventually I got back in my spot.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay, well, that certainly made for a memorable moment, and I'm sure kind of in the future you'd probably mentally prepared a little bit better.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hopefully they didn't whack you with the trombone slide
for
being in the wrong place. So now this year, though, you tried out for and won the job as the drum major. So what's the difference between being a band member, where you're on the field marching, and being the drum major? Okay,
so drum major, it looks like it's easy. It just looks like I'm out there flapping my arms, but it takes way more than that. Where as a member of the marching band, you have to remember your spots, remember your music. You have to it's a whole lot of stuff that you have to do. But when it comes to drum major, you have to have you got to have the whole thing implanted in your mind of how this is supposed to go, when this is supposed to be done. Like this year, we added a new thing. We have speakers, and the speakers you might have heard it during pregame. We had Coach Hilton's voice playing over the speakers. Mm-hmm. Like that, I had to do I had to time it right and stuff. So being a drum major comes with a lot of you have to have you have to have it imprinted in your head. I had to know the tempos. I had to know my songs in the correct order. I have to know the patterns for when I'm supposed to, for each song, I'm supposed to cue in other instruments, other horn. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. But it just looks like I'm flapping my arms.
That's right. So really, you're the coach, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Of the band.
Basically.
And you're bringing people on and quieting other folks and making it all time up.
Right.
So it's a huge responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Well, I know in the few times I've been able to kind of go back into during halftime, everything looks great. So you're doing a fantastic job there.
Thank you.
But now one game I do remember, I went up there and I'm old. Like, was like born in the 1800s. So I've been around the block a time or 10. But I looked up there. And I said, my Lord, Michael Jackson has come back to life, and he's in Hazelhurst, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about that. You were, I guess, was that the Halloween?
Yes, sir. So this year we've been playing everything by ear. So whereas we usually would be on the field with uniforms, since we couldn't wear uniforms due to COVID, our band director, Mr. E, he was just like, we could wear uniforms, like spice it up a little bit.
Right.
And so I was like, at first I was going to be a vampire, right? I was going to be just a regular vampire. But then we got the song Thriller. And so I was like, why not be Michael Jackson,
Absolutely.
And so I got a wig, I got a hat, and I was Michael Jackson.
There you go. Well, you certainly look like Michael Jackson. But I'm just glad you didn't moonwalk yourself off of the stand, because that's a long way down.
Right.
So Mr. E, the band director, this is his second year.
Yes, sir.
So how's the I don't want to say transformation, but the transfer, gone with Mr. E, and what's kind of different or about the way he's, what's he brought to the table?
So with Mr. E, I can definitely say this year as well as last year is like more organized. Like we have practices at a certain time and they start at this time whenever it's supposed to start. We used to didn't wear uniforms to practice, but now we wear uniforms to practice. Mr. E likes for us all to be like, we all look the same. So instead of wearing like jeans and a shirt, we all come to practice wearing uniforms, which teaches us how to like basically like it teaches us responsibility, because you're supposed to wear this, you're supposed to be here at the right time, stuff like that. So it's been a great year. Our sound has changed drastically. Like I get a lot of comments from different people. Like I'll be walking in Walmart and then somebody will walk up and be like, "Are you the dude that sits up there?" And I'm just like, "Yes, ma'am, that's me." She'd be like, "The band sounds awesome, amazing," stuff like that.
Yeah, no, y'all do a fantastic job, and you're really, an integral part of helping our football team.
Yes, sir.
Because as you guys are in it, that helps get the crowd in it, and that just helps with the emotion of the game, and so certainly very appreciative of that. So now outside of band, I think you're kind of a busy guy.
Yes, sir.
If you're in the drama club, you're in FBLA, you're in the Beta Club, and then you're also the student council president. But you've been class president all the way since 8th grade.
Correct.
So you're essentially in your 5th term as a president, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when they had the election for this year, were there any contested ballots, or did everything seem to work smoothly?
It worked real smoothly because of COVID. Like it's just like COVID has changed so much. So it's like, yeah, it's just different.
Right. So now, how did you actually campaign to be president? Did you go around and kiss babies and shake hands, or what'd you do on that?
Basically, I just Miss Helton, she's the advisor over student council. She sent out a Google Doc for those who wanted to be president, or whoever wanted to be on student council, basically. And like I signed up for school president, and it was like you had to give a description of why you would fit that role. My slogan is, "Vote for Aamere Joyce, and you made the right choice."
All right. So now, what do you hope to accomplish as president? What's the main thing? Are you trying to, have reduced hours during the day so kids can go out and not be at school as much, or are you trying to have, a bigger selection in lunch, or what are you trying to accomplish in a Joyce administration?
All right, so in the Joyce administration, I would like some lunch, you know, and I'm not really shortening the days of the school, because I mean, we've been doing this since like pre-K,
right.
So like that's not really changed. But what I really want to happen in our school is for us to come together as one. It's like one big JD family. I mean, it's slowly happening, but I'm sad that like I'm not gonna be here when it actually happens. Like, you know, where it's usually like you got the jocks, the geeks, the different people.
Right.
I just want us to like all be able to come together and just like be one happy family.
Right, yeah. Well, and I think as you go through life, you know, you'll find that where you are, you have an opportunity to affect change, and you just work at that opportunity that you have, and you may not see that happen for years. You know, what you're trying to have happen may not happen for years and years later, but what you did in that moment paid the dividends to cause it to happen.
Right.
So just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a
sir.
great job on that. So now, you know, kind of wrapping up right here. So with the marching band, I know we had talked about earlier that due to COVID and the virus, you guys really haven't been able to compete. But that is a part of marching band.
Yes, sir.
Aside from coming to the games on Friday nights, y'all actually go and there are competitions.
Right.
And last year you were able to do that. So, you know, kind of explain how that works and you know, what's the mindset going into those competitions? Is it as nerve-wracking as it is for athletes that have to go out there and play in front of people? You know, how does that work?
So like a marching competition is basically like, you could say it's like a football game. Like I'm usually like very nervous when I get ready to perform. I don't know why, I guess it just happens. And so like in marching competitions, you have to, well, march, of course, and then everything that you do is scored by judges. It's like different judges in the panel who are watching you, and they have each judge has a different thing that they judge you on, whether it be like sound, movement, even the drum major has their own category. But it's fun, and at the end is when like all the bands come together, and then we have it where you get to like you get to see what you made over in front of everybody, and like it's really fun. Yeah. But I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah.
That's fine. So last year y'all were able to do one competition.
Yes.
And you got superior ratings, which is the best you can do, and you said that was across all levels. So the entire band did fantastic on that. Okay. Well, Aamere, we have certainly enjoyed our time here with you. I know I've had a good time talking with you, and hope everybody out there has enjoyed hearing Aamere and learning more about our band. So we're going to carry them on the road with us when we go up to Jefferson County this Friday, and we know you guys are going to bring the thunder and help us bring this thing home.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this will wrap up this segment of JD Jacket Talk, and then we're going to catch you on the next side with a couple more band members and finish this up. Welcome back, JD Sports fans. Now we've got with us Shelby Kertz and Lizzie Oliver, both senior band members here at the JD Marching Band. So Shelby, you're a senior piccolo player, but you're also the president of the band.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what that entails.
Well, basically being a piccolo player is a pretty rough life, you know. You get picked on a lot, but we carry our way around pretty good, you know. It's pretty hard to memorize the music being with all the runs and stuff, and yeah. And being the band president, you just have to like make sure everybody does their jobs right, basically. You know, you just kind of have to follow through with everything, and there's a few things outside of the picture that, you know, most band students don't really see what you have to do.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. So now I know I've been talking in the previous segment with Aamere. He's the student council president, but now you're the band president. So when y'all are at band, you're the boss, right?
Well, we share I'm the boss on the field, and then he's the boss up in the podium, you know.
Right, right.
So we have split duties and stuff. And when he's not there, I'm the boss, and when I'm not there, he's the boss.
Okay. But now, is there ever a little power struggle between, well, I'm the class president?
Well, no, not
No?
really.
You
we
pretty well keep
along.
them in line?
Yeah, something like that. We get along really well. So.
Okay, outstanding. So Lizzie,
Yes, sir.
you're a trombone player.
Yes, I am.
And traditionally, I think that's kind of a male-dominated world.
Kinda.
So tell us about what it's like to be, and you're the only female at the high school level. You said there was a seventh grader that's a female trombone player. So talk to us about that dynamic.
Well, throughout the multiple bands I've been in and the honor bands, I do rarely see female low brass members. But when I do see one, we click, we stay together. It's,
Right.
Females gotta defend other females. I mean, we got each other.
That's right.
And there isn't really any, boys being like, oh, I'm better because I'm male and all of that. I haven't really ever seen that, so it's all equal, but when I do see another girl, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So now what led you kind of to the trombone then?
Well, at first, it's a long story. Well, not really. I wanted to be a percussionist, but at the time, my beginner band already had one. So then I wanted to be a trumpet, but then my beginner band already had one. But then my band director said, well, your dad plays a low brass instrument, try out a low brass instrument. And I did trombone, and I decided that I would pick trombone because I thought doing the slide was funny.
Right.
It was the most fun part.
Well, good, outstanding. And then you also, you lived in Alabama prior to coming to Georgia. So talk to us about moving in high school and then, kind of, because in Troy, Alabama is a college town.
Yes, sir.
And then coming to Hazelhurst, which is, a great place to live, but a little smaller than Troy, Alabama. So kind of talk to us about that a little bit.
Well, back in Troy, I actually moved to their high school. So it's kind of like I've moved to high school like twice because no one knew me back in ninth grade. But I knew some of the people, so it wasn't as bad, and I knew my way, of course, around the town because I grew up Troy since I was born. But moving to Hazelhurst in a completely different state, I would say that you guys were very, very welcoming. I didn't have any issues meeting people, talking to people. I made friends quickly, and I didn't have that much of a struggle moving. The teachers were nice, students were nice. I immediately connected with the band kids, of course, and that really helped that I was involved in things, and it helped make the transition way smoother than it could have been. Right,
outstanding. So then, Shelby, talk to us about what it means. Our football season's gone extremely well. We're going a little deeper in the playoffs. So does that impact you guys in the band at all?
Definitely.
Yes.
I think that, especially this past Friday night, we were really pumped up. Seeing the football team win all these games has really spiked our, interest in wanting to support. And, that doesn't mean when we lose that we don't, because we're always supportive, but it's definitely helped. And I think that this year has gone a lot smoother than it has last year. So it's been really nice.
And with this being Mr. E's second year, kind of everybody knows what to expect.
Everybody's in the role now.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, is there a difference between, kind of the early season when it's hot as fire and this part of the year when it's colder? Do y'all prefer one versus the other?
Well, I would say we prefer the cold, but because of Corona in the beginning, we didn't really get outside much, and we had to social distance. And we were at the middle school during band camp, so we were inside, and we had to stay 6 feet apart. And also we had to split the band apart during band camp too. We had the brass in one area, the woodwinds in one area, the auxiliary in the other, and the percussion in another. It was crazy, but I think it helped a lot too because we got individualized help.
So it wasn't really until we got back to school that y'all were able to put the full band together and kind of.
Which we really missed that too.
Right.
being all together.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So, but you know, Lizzie, you kind of hit the ground running here at Jeff Davis. So, in addition to the band, you're in a number of clubs, and one of those being the drama club. So,
Yes, sir.
so what what do you like to do in drama, or what do you do in drama? Are you one of the actors, or behind the scenes?
I've always liked being backstage and helping around. I'm very handy, but this year I decided to audition, and I got a role in our one-act play that we are currently practicing, and it's great. I never thought that I would like acting, but this year it stuck. I have lots of fun doing it.
Good, outstanding. Well, you know, kind of like we talked about with the mayor, you know, we're certainly, you know, you guys play an instrumental role, no pun intended, in helping the football team. Now, a lot of schools, or at least at the colleges, they'll have pep bands for basketball. Is there any talk maybe of having a pep band? Have y'all heard anything on that, or as the band president, is that something that you can enact?
Well, I haven't really heard much talk about us going to those games, and especially with Corona, you know, even this game has been pushed back, and there's no definite schedule on anything. So, I mean, I hope we can, because that's a lot of fun. But as of now, we haven't really heard anything.
Right.
We did it last year, and it was
great.
It was very fun.
Yeah. So, okay, well, good. Well, you know, you know, a high school, it has many different facets to it, and it's all, you know, intertwined together, and you guys are, again, just an instrumental part of what's going on in the atmosphere for Friday nights, and we certainly appreciate what you guys do. So it's been a pleasure having y'all, and enjoy the rest of your senior year, and hopefully we'll get another month of y'all marching on the field.
Hope so.
Thank you.
So Jacket fans, we hope that you've enjoyed this segment of JD Sports Talk, and until then, we'll see you next time.